The Hasidic interpretation of Parashat Tzav holds a special place in the Torah, detailing the laws surrounding offerings and the sacred duties of the priests associated with the tabernacle. At first glance, it may seem like a collection of ancient rituals and legal prescriptions, but within its verses lies a deeper, more profound exploration of the connection between human intention and divine service. The Hasidic interpretation of Tzav invites us to see these practices not just as obligations, but as opportunities for personal growth and spiritual transformation. In this chapter, we will delve into the richness of Tzav, reflecting on how its teachings can speak to our lives today, encouraging us to cultivate sincerity and connection in our spiritual journeys. The context of Parashat Tzav is found in the book of Leviticus, a section of the Torah that focuses heavily on rituals, purity, and the responsibilities of priests. It opens with God speaking directly to Aaron and his sons, emphasizing the vital role they play in bridging the divine and human worlds. The Parashat lists various types of offerings: burnt offerings, grain offerings, and peace offerings, each with its own significance. While traditional interpretations often view these sacrifices as mere duties required for atonement or maintaining a covenant with God, the Hasidic perspective encourages us to look deeper. The rituals take on new meaning when we consider the inner transformation they can inspire within us. This chapter will explore how Hasidic teachings can reshape our understanding of sacrifice, inviting us to rethink our approach to spirituality and to recognize the profound potential for growth that exists within these ancient practices. The nature of sacrifice in Hasidic thought. In Hasidic philosophy, sacrifice is not merely about performing a ritual. It's about the heartfelt intention behind the act. The Hasidic masters, including Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Chassidism, emphasized that the essence of sacrifice lies in the inner journey of the individual. It's not just about what is offered at the altar, it's about what happens within our hearts and minds when we engage in these acts of devotion. This perspective underscores the importance of intention. A sacrifice made with pure intent, infused with love and sincerity, has the power to elevate both the individual and the community. It's a reminder that spirituality is accessible to everyone. The Baal Shem Tov taught that even the simplest act, when done with genuine intention, can reach the highest spiritual realms. This idea invites all of us, regardless of our backgrounds or levels of observance, to participate in our spiritual journeys with authenticity and passion. Hasidic teachings suggest that every one of us can connect with God through our offerings, whether they be physical, emotional, or spiritual. This perspective creates a sense of belonging and encourages us to engage deeply with our faith. It tells us that our spiritual lives should not be limited by societal expectations or perceived shortcomings. Instead, we can elevate the mundane and infuse our everyday actions with sacred meaning. Divine service and the role of intention. When we delve into the Hasidic interpretation of Tzav, we see that the relationship between divine service and intention is at the heart of the matter. The rituals described in the Parashat are not simply mechanical tasks to be completed. They are profound opportunities for connection and self-discovery. The Hasidic masters teach that every act of service, be it prayer, studying Torah, or making a sacrifice, must be infused with intention to have true meaning and spiritual depth. Take, for instance, the burnt offering, which is entirely consumed by fire. This offering symbolizes a total surrender and devotion to God, reflecting our desire to rise above worldly concerns and fully dedicate ourselves to divine service. In contrast, the peace offering is about harmony and connection, reminding us that true spirituality is not a solitary endeavor but a communal experience. Hasidic thought encourages us to engage in self-reflection, to examine our motivations and desires as we participate in these rituals. By doing so, we can transform our offerings into genuine expressions of love and devotion. This journey is not just about fulfilling obligations. It's an invitation to elevate our daily lives into sacred experiences, nurturing a deeper connection with God that permeates all aspects of our existence. Comparative analysis. Traditional versus Hasidic perspectives. To truly appreciate the Hasidic interpretation of Tzav, it's helpful to compare it with traditional views. In classical Jewish thought, sacrifices are often seen as mechanisms for atonement or necessary rituals to fulfill divine commandments. The focus tends to be on external compliance, how precisely one follows the laws and fulfills obligations. In contrast, Hasidic thought shifts our focus inward. While still acknowledging the importance of ritual observance, it emphasizes that the true essence of sacrifice lies in the spiritual elevation it can facilitate. This approach has significant implications for our contemporary spiritual lives, suggesting that the value of our religious observance is not merely about following rules, but about nurturing a genuine connection with the divine. This emphasis on intention resonates powerfully in today's world, where many individuals may feel disconnected from traditional forms of worship. By prioritizing personal engagement and sincerity, Chassidism offers a pathway to reinvigorate our faith, encouraging us to find meaning and authenticity in our spiritual practices. The evolution of thought within Jewish mysticism, the Hasidic interpretation of Tzav, is part of a broader evolution of thought within Jewish mysticism. Historically, Jewish mysticism has sought to explore the nature of the divine and the relationship between the human soul and God. The emergence of Chassidism in the 18th century marked a transformative moment in this discourse, emphasizing that the divine is accessible to all and that everyone has the potential to achieve spiritual elevation. The teachings of Hasidic masters resonate deeply with the human experience, recognizing our struggles, aspirations, and emotional landscapes as we seek a meaningful connection with God. By reinterpreting the laws surrounding sacrifice and divine service, Chassidism provides a path for us to engage with our faith in a more personal and intimate way. It invites us to see ourselves not just as participants in ancient rituals, but as active seekers of connection and transformation in our spiritual lives. Through this lens, Parashat Tzav becomes more than a set of ancient laws. It transforms into a living dialogue that speaks to our hearts and minds today. It challenges us to reflect on our intentions, to recognize the power of our actions, and to embrace the opportunity to grow spiritually in our everyday lives. By doing so, we can forge a deeper relationship with the divine and with one another, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose that enriches our spiritual journeys. Traditional commentaries at its heart, Parashat Tzav lays out detailed instructions for various offerings, including the burnt offering, the meal offering, and the peace offering. These sacrifices were more than mere rituals. They represented a profound connection between the worshipper and God, reflecting both individual devotion and communal responsibility. The meticulous nature of these laws underscores the importance of ritual in Jewish life, which served as a bridge between the people and their Creator. To help us understand these intricate laws, traditional commentators like Rashi, Ramban, and Ibn Ezra offer valuable insights. Rashi, with his keen focus on the text, emphasizes the significance of intention behind each sacrifice. He suggests that the state of one's heart is just as crucial, if not more so, than the act itself. This perspective invites us to reflect on our motivations for engaging in rituals, challenging the notion that worship is merely an obligation. Ramban, another prominent commentator, goes a step further by exploring the broader implications of the sacrificial system. He argues that offerings serve to reinforce the relationship between the Jewish people and God, highlighting the themes of community responsibility and personal accountability. Ibn Ezra, often more philosophical, examines the nature of sacrifice itself, encouraging readers to see these acts not just as historical practices but as timeless expressions of human longing for divine connection. Together, these traditional commentaries provide a rich backdrop for understanding Tzav, inviting both scholars and lay people to engage with the text in a meaningful way. Talmudic discussions. The Talmud, a foundational text in Jewish law, ethics, and philosophy, expands on the laws presented in Tzav, offering a treasure trove of discussions that delve into the implications of these rituals. Tractates like Zevakim and Menachot explore the specifics of sacrificial offerings, addressing questions about their validity, timing, and the roles of the priests. These discussions reveal a dynamic dialogue between law and practice, highlighting how Jewish ritual life has evolved to meet the spiritual needs of the community. What's particularly fascinating about Talmudic discussions is the lively debates among the sages, reflecting broader philosophical concerns about the relationship between divine command and human agency. For example, discussions about the intentions behind sacrifices and the conduct of priests emphasize the importance of personal engagement and moral integrity in worship. These debates challenge us to think deeply about our own motivations for performing rituals, urging us to approach our worship with mindfulness and intention. Moreover, the Talmud encourages us to consider the transformative power of these rituals. The sages often highlight a tension between strict adherence to the law and the need for spiritual authenticity. Their discussions push us to reflect on how we can bring our whole selves into our practices, fostering a deeper emotional connection with our faith. This interplay between law and spirituality becomes a central theme in the study of Tzav, illustrating the multifaceted nature of religious observance. Key themes of analysis and the nature of sacrifice. The concept of sacrifice holds a prominent place in Parashat Tzav, where we encounter various types of offerings, each imbued with its own significance and purpose. The Torah describes categories of sacrifices, such as burnt offerings, peace offerings, and sin offerings, each serving specific functions within the ancient Israelite religious system. While traditional interpretations often emphasize the ritualistic aspects of sacrifice, focusing on the importance of following laws and procedures, these perspectives can sometimes overlook the deeper spiritual meanings behind these acts. Chassidic literature invites us to consider sacrifice in a new light, suggesting that it is not merely an obligation but an opportunity for spiritual elevation and communion with God. Each act of sacrifice becomes a conduit for transformation, both for the individual and the community. Through a comparative lens, I will explore how traditional and Hasidic perspectives align and diverge, shedding light on how modern Jews can grasp and embody the essence of sacrifice in a world that often prioritizes individualism and materialism over communal and spiritual connections. The role of intention in religious observance. Intention, or יקע-פעננער, is a vital aspect of Jewish religious observance that can significantly influence the spiritual quality of rituals. Traditional sources highlight the necessity of intention, emphasizing that commandments must be performed with a sincere heart to be truly meaningful. The Talmud reminds us that genuine engagement is key to fulfilling mitzvot. Hasidic teachings take this concept further, suggesting that intention is a powerful force capable of transforming mundane actions into deeply spiritual experiences. This theme will be explored through a close examination of how both traditional and Hasidic texts articulate the connection between intention and action. I will delve into how intention can elevate the performance of mitzvot, enhancing one's connection to God and infusing everyday life with purpose and meaning. This discussion is especially relevant today, as many people grapple with the challenge of maintaining intention amidst the distractions of modern life. By investigating the relationship between intention and action, I hope to provide insights that inspire individuals to cultivate a more mindful and spiritually enriching approach to their religious observance. The spiritual significance of priestly duties. The priestly duties described in Tzav serve as a microcosm of the broader themes of sacrifice and intention. Traditional interpretations often focus on the technical aspects of the Kohanim's roles, detailing the rituals and responsibilities they were entrusted with in the temple. These rituals are rich with symbolism, representing not only the relationship between humanity and the divine, but also the interconnectedness of the community. However, Hasidic literature sheds light on the spiritual significance of these duties, portraying the priests as intermediaries between God and the people, charged with elevating the spiritual state of the community. Through a comparative analysis, I will examine how traditional and Hasidic perspectives inform and enrich our understanding of the priestly role. This exploration will also consider the implications of these duties for contemporary Jewish practice, particularly in terms of recognizing how individuals can embody the spiritual qualities associated with the priestly role in their own lives. By highlighting the spiritual dimensions of the priestly duties, I aim to inspire individuals to see their potential for spiritual leadership and to understand their capacity to contribute to the elevation of their communities. Ultimately, this discussion seeks to foster a renewed appreciation for the sacred responsibilities we all share in nurturing our spiritual lives and the lives of those around us. Elevating intention and emotional engagement in contrast to traditional interpretations, Hasidic thought offers a refreshing perspective that emphasizes intention and emotional engagement in the act of sacrifice. For Hasidic thinkers, the value of an offering goes beyond its physical execution. It lies in the heartfelt connection one cultivates with the divine. The idea of kavana or intention takes center stage, urging individuals to approach rituals not merely as obligations but as opportunities for genuine connection. This transformative engagement elevates the act of offering into a deeply personal experience. Hasidic teachings remind us that the emotional state of the practitioner is crucial in determining the effectiveness of an offering. It's not just about following the rules, it's about pouring one's heart into the act. This emphasis on intention invites practitioners to engage deeply with their rituals, encouraging them to reflect on their motivations and desires. As individuals begin to understand the emotional dimensions of their offerings, they open themselves up to a more profound connection with the divine, enriching their spiritual experience in the process. The concept of avoda at the heart of the Hasidic interpretation of Tzav lies the concept of avoda, which encompasses both service and work. In this broader context, avoda transcends the physical act of offering. It includes the spiritual labor involved in cultivating a relationship with God. Hasidic teachings advocate for viewing the rituals of Tzav not just as tasks to be completed, but as moments rich with potential for personal transformation. This perspective encourages practitioners to engage deeply with their practices, fostering a dynamic process of spiritual growth that resonates on multiple levels. The idea of avoda invites us to see our entire lives as an expression of service to the divine. This holistic view encourages individuals to integrate their spiritual pursuits into their daily actions, turning even mundane tasks into opportunities for connection and devotion. By embracing this broader understanding of avoda, practitioners can view their lives as a continuous journey of spiritual growth rather than a checklist of rituals to complete. Rituals as opportunities for transformation. The Hasidic approach to Tzav presents the rituals associated with offerings as powerful catalysts for spiritual elevation. By engaging in these practices with intention and emotional investment, practitioners can transcend the limitations of the material world and access elevated states of consciousness. The transformative potential of offering allows individuals to experience moments of divine revelation and insight, redefining these rituals as profound opportunities for spiritual awakening. This perspective encourages practitioners to approach their rituals as gateways to deeper understanding and connection. Each offering becomes a unique encounter with the divine, a chance to engage with spirituality on a level that transcends mere obligation. The possibility for transformation lies in the practitioner's willingness to invest their heart and soul into the act, making each ritual a special moment of communion. The nature of the relationship with the divine. One of the most enlightening insights from this exploration is the Hasidic emphasis on the relationship between the practitioner and God. Traditional interpretations often frame offerings as a transactional exchange, fulfilling obligations in return for divine favor or atonement. In contrast, Hasidic thought invites us to view offerings as a dialogue between the individual and the divine, fostering a more intimate and personal relationship. This perspective transforms the act of sacrifice into a meaningful exchange, bridging the gap between humanity and divinity. Reimagining offerings as dialogue opens new avenues for engagement with the divine. Practitioners are encouraged to approach their rituals with curiosity and openness, inviting a two-way interaction that enriches their spiritual lives. Instead of seeing the act of offering as a burden, individuals can view it as a moment of connection where their thoughts and feelings are shared with the divine. This shift in perspective not only makes rituals more meaningful, but also transforms the entire experience into a personal journey of faith. In conclusion, our exploration of Tzav through both traditional and Hasidic lenses reveals the rich tapestry of Jewish ritual practice. While the legalistic approach provides structure and community, the Hasidic emphasis on emotional engagement and intention invites a deeper, more personal connection with the divine. By understanding and integrating these perspectives, practitioners can enrich their spiritual lives, finding meaning and fulfillment in their faith.